Ogechi and Anita fought every day. Their home, which used to be peaceful when he lived alone, had now become a place of shouting, argument, anger, and tears. Every small thing turned into a big fight. Every simple discussion became a war. Every moment inside the house felt like walking on broken bottles. It started slowly. At first, the fights were short. Anita would shout about something small. He would try to explain. She would refuse to listen, and they would stay angry with each other for hours. But soon, the fight became daily. Morning, afternoon, night, and even late at night, they argued. One morning, he was preparing to leave for work. He carried the baby gently, kissed her forehead, and gave her to the nanny. Then, he picked his bag and walked toward the door. Anita suddenly shouted from upstairs, "Ogechi!" He stopped and sighed. "Yes, Anita." She walked down the stairs slowly, twisting her mouth with irritation. "I need money." He rubbed his forehead. "Anita, I gave you money 2 days ago." She lifted her chin proudly. "And I spent it. Do you want me to walk around looking cheap? I need more money." He breathed out heavily. "Please, Anita, I am trying. Things are tough. I cannot keep giving you large amounts all the time." She folded her arms sharply. "So, you want people to laugh at me, eh? You want your wife to look poor? Are you normal?" "I didn't say that," he replied quietly. "I just need you to manage sometimes." "Manage?" she shouted. "I don't manage. I am not a managing woman. I am a classy woman, and you know." "I know," he said gently, "but please understand." Before he could finish, she cut him off angrily. "I will not understand rubbish. Give me money, or we'll fight today." He kept calm. "I don't have extra cash right now," she hissed loudly. "You are stingy." "I'm not stingy," he said. "I'm just tired of..." She shouted louder. "Don't talk to me anyhow. I need money. Give it to me now." He stared at her sadly. "Anita, I don't have any money to spare." She stormed closer and pointed a finger at his face. "You're a wicked man. So, because I gave birth, you want to turn me into a beggar?" He shook his head. "You're not a beggar. I have been providing everything." She pushed him slightly. "Shut up. You don't do enough." He stepped back, shocked. She had never pushed him before. He took a deep breath and said, "Anita, please don't touch me like that." She clapped her hands mockingly. "Oh, see him, Mr. Sensitive. If you want peace, give me money. You may go." "I cannot give you anything today," he replied. "Fine," she shouted. "We'll see." She stormed upstairs, banging the door loudly. That day, he went to work with a heavy heart. The noise from the fight echoed in his mind. He felt ashamed, tired, and broken. He wanted peace, but peace seemed impossible with Anita. In the afternoon, while he sat at his desk working, he checked his phone and saw a bank alert. Money had been withdrawn from his account, 200,000 naira, through the ATM machine. He froze. He checked again, then again. The money was gone. He whispered, "Who took my card?" Remember that morning when he kept his wallet on the bed while dressing? Anita had been upstairs. She must have taken his ATM card secretly. She had done it before, but he hoped she had stopped. This time, she didn't only take it, she withdrew a very large amount. He felt anger rising in his chest, but also sadness. When he got home that evening, she was sitting on the sofa, smiling, wearing a new wig and a new dress. Shopping bags were on the table beside her. He walked inside and said calmly, "Anita, did you take my ATM card?" She smiled proudly. "Yes." "You took 200,000. He said quietly. "Yes," she replied without shame. "And you are welcome." He blinked slowly. "I did not give you permission." She flipped her hair. "I don't need permission. I am your wife." "Anita," he whispered, too tired to shout. "Why would you take that much money without telling me?" She laughed loudly. "Do you want me to look cheap outside? My friends bought new wigs. I will not be the only one with old things." He sat down heavily. cannot keep doing this. She rolled her eyes. If you gave me money when I asked, I would not take your card. I gave you money 2 days ago. I gave you money last week. And she asked carelessly, money finishes. I need more. You don't care how I get it, he said sadly. She shrugged. It's not my business. Just give me money. That's your job. He whispered, Anita, this is not marriage. This is pain. Then leave if you cannot handle a woman like me, she hissed. He stared at her. I'm not leaving my baby. I love her. I didn't ask you to leave the baby, she snapped. I said if you cannot maintain me, leave me alone. His heart broke even more. Later that night, when he went to the bedroom, she was sitting on the bed painting her nails. He asked her again, how would you do something like this? Why take my card without telling me? She didn't look up. If you hide your card, I will still find it. I am smart. Don't challenge me. He shook his head slowly. This is wrong. She raised her voice. Don't teach me right or wrong. Give me what I want and shut up. He sighed deeply and left the room quietly, carrying the baby. The next day, he hid his ATM card under the mattress before going to work. He thought she wouldn't find it. He was wrong. When he came back in the evening, another large amount had been withdrawn, 150,000. He stood at the door shaking. She came out of the room smiling. Baby, see my new shoe. He didn't smile. Anita, where is my card? She placed her hands on her hips proudly. In my bag. He searched the whole room for it. He asked softly. Yes, she replied boldly. What will you do? Anita, please stop. You are damaging everything. She raised her voice, annoyed. Wait though, so because of small money, you are talking too much, eh? You are becoming irritating. He rubbed his face in frustration. It is not small money. It is everything I work for. She shouted back, then go and work more. He stared at her, shocked by her wicked words. One evening, they fought again. She demanded money. He said he had none. She grabbed his phone, but he held it. She scratched his hand by mistake, and he pulled away. She shouted, are you pushing me? You want to beat me now? No, he cried. I will never beat you, Anita. Why are you like this? You are wicked, she screamed. You're a useless man if you cannot give your wife money. He felt the ground under his feet shaking. His heart was wounded. He tried to walk away, but she followed him. I said, give me money, she yelled. He turned slowly and said with tears burning in his eyes, I don't have anything left. She looked him up and down, shaking her head. Your salary finished? How? What do you even use your money for? He stared at her in disbelief. For you, he said quietly. Everything goes to you. She didn't show remorse. She didn't apologize. Instead, she hissed and walked away. The next morning, she woke him up with her voice. Okay, Chi, give me transport money. I'm going out. He looked at his empty wallet. I have nothing left. She frowned deeply. Really? So what am I supposed to do? He shrugged sadly. I don't know. She grabbed her bag. Then I will take your card. He jumped up quickly. No, you cannot keep doing that. She moved closer to him and whispered angrily. Watch me. He held her hand gently. Please, Anita, don't. I beg you. She pushed his hand away. Remove your hand. You are stressing me. He didn't know what to say. He felt weak. He felt powerless. He felt trapped. She found the card, rushed outside and slammed the door. Sat on the couch slowly. Feeling tears gather in his eyes, he whispered to himself, God, help me. I am tired. When she returned in the evening, she came with 3 shopping bags. She dropped them on the sofa and said proudly, I bought new clothes. He didn't answer. She frowned. Why are you quiet? He whispered, I have nothing left. She laughed. Stop exaggerating. He shook his head. Anita, you have taken almost everything. And so? She asked boldly. You will earn more next month. His voice cracked. Anita, this is serious. She turned away. I don't want drama. I want peace. If you stop complaining, we will have peace. But he knew she was wrong. Every day they argued. Every day they shouted. Every day he felt pain. One night, he said softly, "Anita, please, I'm begging you. Stop taking my card." She looked at him with no emotion in her eyes. "No, please," he whispered again. "No," she repeated. "I will take it anytime I want." He swallowed painfully. "Why?" "Because I want money," she replied proudly. "And you must give me money. If you refuse, I will take it myself." He looked down at his hands. He felt like his life was slipping away. And slowly, the fight became worse. The shouting got louder. The pain grew deeper. He couldn't eat well. He couldn't sleep well. He was always afraid of checking his account. He was always afraid of making her angry. Every day he came home worried. Every morning he left the house sad. Every night he sat awake thinking, how did my life turn into this? Sometimes he whispered, "God, please change her. Please give me strength." But nothing changed. Anita refused to listen. She refused to stop taking his card. She refused to understand how much damage she was causing. She refused to care about his feelings. She kept withdrawing money secretly. No permission, no apology, no guilt. And this caused serious problems. One day, Okechi was arrested and accused of stealing company funds. It happened so suddenly that he didn't even understand what was going on. That morning, he had gone to work tired but determined to do his job well. He greeted the security men, entered the building, and walked toward his office like he always did. He had barely sat down when two men in black suits walked in. One of them asked, "Are you Mr. Okechi?" He stood up slowly. "Yes, is something wrong?" Before he could understand their intentions, they showed him an arrest warrant. "You are under arrest for stealing company money." One of the men said. His heart stopped. "What? Stealing? Me? I don't understand." Another man stepped forward and said firmly, "We have evidence against you. Please follow us." He looked around in shock as his colleagues stared at him with wide eyes. His mouth trembled. "Please, this must be a mistake. I didn't steal anything. I swear I didn't." "Follow us," the officer repeated. His legs felt weak as they escorted him outside. The whole office buzzed with whispers. What happened? Did he really steal? He didn't look like someone who would steal. As they pushed him gently into the police van, he cried, "Please, I didn't take anything, I didn't." But they shut the door and drove away. When they reached the station, he was taken into a small room. An officer questioned him. "Mr. Okechi, tell us where the money is." "I don't know anything about money," he cried. "Please believe me, I am innocent." The officer frowned. "You are the only person with access to that account." He shook his head with tears falling. "I did not steal. I did not touch any company money. I would never do such a thing." But they didn't believe him. They locked him in a small cell with cold walls and no comfort. He sat on the hard ground, holding his head, crying like a child. "How did this happen? Why me?" he whispered. He begged the officers many times. "Please investigate well. I didn't steal. Please check the computers. Check everything. I don't know how this happened." But no one listened. He stayed there day after day, crying, praying, begging. He didn't sleep well. He didn't eat well. He was too scared and confused. His heart was broken. His name was stained. His life was falling apart. The worst pain was knowing Anita didn't care. When he was first arrested, he asked permission to call home. The officer allowed him one call. His hands shook as he dialed Anita's number. She answered. "Hello," he cried. "Anita, he arrested me." She paused for a second. "Arrested? Why?" "They said I stole company money." "Oh, I didn't. I swear I didn't. Please, Anita, believe me." Instead of showing support, she shouted into the phone. "So you are a thief?" No, Anita, please listen. I didn't do it." She hissed loudly. "Don't lie to me. So all this time, you have been acting like a good man, but you're a thief inside." He cried harder. "Anita, please. You know me. I will never steal." "I don't know anything," she snapped. "It disgusts me. So this is the kind of man I married?" "Please, Anita, I need you. I am scared." But she laughed coldly. "Don't call this number again. I don't want to be associated with a thief." Then she hung up. He stared at the phone for a long time, feeling his heart break into pieces. For the next 1 week, he stayed in detention. No one visited him. No one came to support him. Not Anita, not her friends, not any relative from her side. He was alone. He kept repeating, I didn't steal, but nobody believed him. After 1 week, the company finally realized that there was a mistake. Something didn't add up. A deeper investigation showed strange activities that did not match his behavior. They still didn't know the truth, but they didn't have enough evidence to keep him locked up, so the police released him. However, the release came with terrible news. He was fired. And not only that, his bank accounts were frozen until the investigation was fully closed. That meant he had no access to money, no salary, no savings, nothing. When he heard the news, he felt like fainting. He whispered, my God, what will I do now? He left the station weak, hungry, tired, and confused. He walked slowly home, dragging his feet, his shirt dirty, his face unshaven, his eyes swollen from crying. When he reached the duplex gate and entered the compound, he stood there for some minutes. He didn't know how to tell Anita. He didn't know how she would react. He hoped at least she would show a little care, even if only small. He breathed deeply and opened the door. Anita was sitting on the sofa, painting her nails and drinking juice. She didn't even look surprised to see him. She looked up casually and said, so you are back? Yes, he said weakly. She looked at him from head to toe. He looked rough, very rough. He swallowed hard. I have been in detention for a week. I know, she said simply. He blinked. You knew? Yes, I know. He felt a singe in his chest. He didn't think to come to the station. He didn't call back. She shrugged. And do what? Sit beside a criminal? He felt his heart sink. He sat down slowly. Anita, please listen. They have released me. I didn't steal anything. She scoffed. Oh, please, save your story. It was a misunderstanding, he continued, almost crying. They didn't find anything in my account. I am innocent. They just need more time to investigate. She waved her hand. Whatever, if you say so. He took a deep breath. Anita, they fired me. She turned her head sharply. What? Fired you? Yes, he whispered. And they froze my account too. I have no money now. She dropped the nail polish bottle so fast it almost broke. What do you mean you have no money? She shouted. Stop joking, Okechi. You think this is funny? He shook his head quickly. I'm not joking. I don't have access to any money. She stood up angrily. So how am I supposed to live? How will I buy my things? How will I maintain myself? He wiped his tears and said, Anita, please understand. I am trying to explain. She shouted louder. Understand what? That I married a broke man? That I married a thief? That I married a useless person who cannot provide? He bent his head in shame. Please stop saying those things. She marched toward him, pointing her finger at his face. You better go out there and find money. Don't bring this rubbish to me. Me? Suffer? Never. I lost everything, he whispered in a breaking voice. That's your problem, she snapped. Not mine. He looked at her with tears streaming down his face. Anita, I was in jail. I begged for help. You didn't even check on me. Why should I check on a criminal? She asked coldly. I am not a criminal, he whispered. She hissed loudly. Please get out of my front. You are annoying me with your sad face. Go and find money. You hear me? Go and find money. His lips trembled. I don't even have money to transport myself. As I said, she repeated firmly. Go and find money. He held his chest as if something stabbed him inside. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't talk. His world felt like it was collapsing. He whispered desperately, Anita, I need you now more than ever. She laughed loudly. You must be a joker. You need me. For what? I'm not a charity home. If you don't have money, don't stress me. He stood up slowly. His legs were shaking. His tears fell without control. He whispered again, I thought you loved me. She rolled her eyes. Love doesn't pay bills. Go and find money, Okechi. He tried one last time. Anita, please. She cut him off quickly. Enough. Don't beg me. Don't disturb me. Don't bring your bad luck here. You better fix your life. I don't want to suffer because of you. He stood there like a broken tree, his heart shattered into pieces. He couldn't believe the man he loved could treat him like this. But she didn't stop. She walked past him, grabbed her handbag and said, I'm going out. When I come back, I expect you to have sense. Don't sit here looking useless. Go and look for money, Okechi. She slammed the door behind her. The sound of the door echoed in his heart like thunder. He looked around the big duplex and felt smaller than ever before. He whispered softly to himself, God, what do I do? After some days, Okechi told her he lost everything, money and cars, and they could not return the duplex. He had come home that evening with shoulders bent, eyes swollen and voice so weak it sounded like it could break at any second. Anita was sitting on the sofa, rubbing her new cream on her legs while scrolling through her phone. He walked slowly toward her. Anita, we need to talk. She didn't look up. Talk fast, I'm busy. He stood there quietly for a moment, breathing shakily. Anita, you know I lost everything. She paused her phone for a second, then lifted her head slightly. Lost everything? What does that mean? He swallowed painfully. It means everything is gone. My accounts are frozen. I have no access to money. I have no savings left. The company took back the official car. And we cannot retain this duplex. Anita stared at him for long seconds. Then she burst into loud laughter. Not soft laughter, loud mocking one. You must be mad, she shouted between laughs. So, you came here to tell me comedy. You think I'm stupid? He blinked, tears forming. It's not a joke. I'm telling you the truth. She stood up, still laughing. So you're saying you are now broke, like completely broke, no money, nothing. He nodded slowly. Yes, nothing. She laughed again, even harder. Oh, what a man. What a big disgrace. How can a whole you lose everything just like that? He whispered. Anita, please, this is not my fault. She clapped her hands loudly. So what do you want me to do? Clap for you? Hug you? Praise you? No, he said softly. I just want you to understand. Understand what? She screamed. Understand that I married a man who cannot even keep his money safe. Understand that you let them freeze your accounts. Understand that you let them take our car. Understand that you managed to ruin our life. His voice cracked. Please don't talk like that. Shut up, she shouted. You are useless right now. Useless. He held his chest as if she stabbed him with a knife. Anita, where's your compassion? She moved closer to him and pointed at his face. Compassion? Wait, did you give me compassion when you lost our money? Did you give me compassion when you lost the car? Did you give me compassion when you lost the duplex? I didn't lose it on purpose, he whispered. Everything happened so fast. And so what? She snapped. Do I look like someone who wants to hear excuses? He dropped his head in shame. We have to leave this duplex by the end of this week. She shouted loudly. Leave? Leave to where? My parents are helping me find a smaller place. He said softly. A one-room apartment. Anita froze. A what? She asked slowly, her voice shaking with anger. A one-room apartment, he repeated. She gasped loudly. You must be very sick in the head. He closed his eyes tightly. Anita, I'm trying. You are trying rubbish, she screamed. Do you know who I am? Do you know the life I live? Do you know how my friends will laugh at me if they see me living in a one-room apartment? We don't have a choice, he said gently. I cannot pay for anything else. She stared at him with pure disgust. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe I married someone who can fall this low. He felt tears rolling down his cheeks. Anita, please, I am begging you, stand by me. Let us rebuild together, she hissed loudly. Stand by you for what? To eat poverty with you? To sleep on the floor? To share a to share a bathroom with neighbors? Never, he cried. We are a family, please don't Don't give up on us. She paced the room, waving her hands in anger. This is nonsense. Total nonsense. All my friends are living large. I'm driving fine cars. And me, you want me to go and stay in a one room? Are you mad? Anita, he whispered. Don't Anita me, she snapped. I cannot live that kind of life. I will not join you in your suffering. He walked closer and held her hand gently. We have Miracle. She needs both of us. She snatched her hand away. Miracle? Miracle will be fine. She's your child, not mine. He gasped, shocked. How can you say that? She's your daughter. She rolled her eyes. Whatever. I don't care. I cannot continue like this. His voice shook like it was breaking. Anita, please don't leave. At least stay for the sake of our daughter. She is only 8 months old. She needs her mother. I don't care, she shouted. Take care of your child yourself. He fell to his knees. Please, Anita, my love, please don't leave us. Get up, she yelled. Stop embarrassing yourself. He cried on the floor. I love you, Anita. I love our family. Please don't throw it all away because of money. She shouted louder. Money is everything. A man without money is nothing. And I am not staying without... I'm not staying with a nothing man. He begged again and again, but she turned away from him like he was invisible. Later that night, he packed some things slowly, heartbroken. His parents came to pick him and the baby the next morning, but he still hoped Anita would calm down. He walked into the bedroom and found Anita packing her bags, expensive dresses, shiny shoes, handbags, jewelry. She packed all her valuable things. He asked in fear, what are you doing? She didn't look at him. What does he look like? I am leaving. He rushed to her and held her arm. No, Anita, please, I beg you. You promise to stay with me. You promise we are together. She pulled her arm away harshly. That was before you became useless. He fell on his knees again. Don't do this, please, Anita. For Miracle's sake. She zipped her bag and said, I'm not staying in a poor home. I'm not going to suffer because you couldn't protect your job. I was accused wrongly. He cried. You know me. I didn't steal. She folded her arms. I don't know you. Maybe you are a thief. Maybe you are not. I don't care. He begged again. Please, Anita, please don't go. She bent down, looked him directly in the eyes and said slowly, I am not suffering with you. I am not staying with you. This marriage is over. He cried so hard that his voice cracked. Anita, please, Miracle is just 8 months old. She needs her mother. Don't leave her. Anita picked her bags and walked toward the door. He crawled after her, tears everywhere on his face. Please don't go. I beg you in God's name, don't go. Stay. At least for the baby. She didn't stop. He grabbed the edge of her dress gently. Just listen. Please, listen. She yanked the dress from his hands and shouted, Leave me alone. He cried louder. Don't go, Anita. She needs you. I need you. But she opened the door and she stepped outside. She said coldly, I cannot continue the marriage because you are poor. Go and suffer alone. His voice broke, shaking violently. Anita, please. She's just a baby. Miracle needs you. She didn't turn back, not even once. She walked out of the duplex with her bags, leaving behind her husband and her 8-month-old daughter. He crawled to the door, crying so loudly, the walls echoed. Anita, please, come back. Please, come back. She kept walking. She entered a taxi waiting outside. She didn't look back. The car drove away. He lay on the cold floor at the doorway, crying like a man who had lost everything, his dignity, his joy, his wife, his home, and the future he dreamed of. He whispered in pain, Why? Why would you leave your child? But Anita didn't hear him, and she didn't care. Okechi picked Miracle up and promised to take care of her. After Anita left them without looking back, he picked up his little daughter from the bed, held her close to his chest, and cried into her soft hair. Miracle was only 8 months old. She didn't understand anything. She didn't know her mother had abandoned her. She didn't know her father was broken. He rocked her gently, whispering, I will take care of you. I don't know how yet, but I promise I will take care of you. Tears streamed down his face, soaking the blankets wrapped around the baby. She looked at him with wide innocent eyes and touched his cheek lightly. That small touch made him cry harder. He held her tighter and said again, I won't fail you. I won't leave you. I won't let anything happen to you. His parents helped him move out of the duplex. They packed only what they could carry. Baby clothes, a crib, some books, a few bags of clothes for him, a mattress, and a few kitchen items. Everything else in the duplex belonged to Anita because she refused to leave anything behind. He couldn't even look at the house as they left. The memory of Anita walking out with her bags tore him apart all over again. But he focused on Miracle. She was the one he had to protect. With the help of his parents, he got a one-room apartment in an average part of the city. It wasn't fancy. The walls were plain. The door was old. The window was small. The room could barely fit the bed, the baby crib, and a small table. But there was peace. No shouting, no insults, no fear. His mother helped him arrange the small room. She spread a clean bed sheet on the mattress. She cleaned the baby crib. She organized the baby clothes in a small plastic drawer. She swept the floor and washed the little bathroom. When everything was set, she turned to him and said gently, My son, this place is small, but it is peaceful. You will start again. He nodded silently. Thank you, Mama. She carried Miracle and kissed her cheek. My granddaughter, you will grow up well. You will not lack love. He sat down on the bed with his head in his hands. I still can't believe Anita left. His mother placed a hand on his back. My son, some things we cannot understand. She has made her choice, but you have this child. She needs you. He looked up at Miracle, who was smiling at him. She's the only thing keeping me standing. His father walked into the room carrying a small bag of food items. My dear, don't worry. Tough times do not last forever. You will find work again. I'm trying, he whispered. I will not stop trying. His parents stayed with him for 2 days to help him settle in. His mother cooked a big pot of porridge and filled his fridge with food. She washed Miracle's clothes and cleaned the room thoroughly. She wanted to stay longer, but she also had to return home. Before leaving, she held Miracle again and said softly, Grandma will come often to help. He nodded. Thank you, Mama. After his parents left, the silence in the one-room apartment felt heavy. Only the soft sound of Miracle's breathing broke the stillness. He looked around at the small space and whispered, This is our new home. He picked Miracle up and kissed her forehead. We'll survive, I promise. Every day he woke up early, bathed Miracle, fed her milk, and tried to make her laugh. He carried her on his back with a wrapper while washing dishes or sweeping. When she cried, he rocked her and hummed gently. When she slept, he sat beside her crib, watching her tiny chest rise and fall. The love he felt for her was deeper than anything he had ever known. But life was not easy. He had no job. His accounts were still frozen. He had no savings. Sometimes, he didn't know what to eat after feeding Miracle. Sometimes, he had to borrow small money for transportation. The struggle was real. His mother visited often to help with Miracle while he went job hunting. She would arrive early in the morning with a small bag of food or fruits. She carried Miracle on her back and said, Go, my son, look for work. I will take care of her. He hugged her. Thank you, Mama. I don't know what I would do without you. She smiled softly. A mother never abandons her child. Her words stabbed his heart because they reminded him of Anita, the woman who walked away without even touching her daughter. One day, he ironed his only good shirt and wore his best trousers. They weren't perfect, but they were clean. He sprayed a little perfume, combed his hair, and looked at himself in the mirror. You will get a job today, he whispered to himself. You must. He kissed Miracle's cheek. That is going now, my baby. Be good for Grandma. His mother smiled at him. Go with courage. God is with you. He stepped outside into the sunlight, holding his file of documents. He visited office after office. He greeted receptionists politely. He filled out forms. He submitted his CV. He waited in lobbies. He begged for interviews. Some places told him, we will call you. Some said, no vacancy. Some said, try again later. The rejection tired him, but he kept going. One day, He walked into a very big office building. The place looked modern and impressive. He took deep breath and approached the receptionist's desk. The receptionist looked at him with a straight face. "Good morning, may I help you?" "Good morning," he said politely. "Please, I came to ask if there is any job opening." "Any position at all. I am ready to work." She didn't even check anything. She just shook her head. "There is no job here." His heart dropped. "Are you sure? Please, you can check. I really need a job." "No job," she repeated firmly. "Try somewhere else." He stood there for a moment, trying not to cry. "Please, can I at least leave my CV?" She sighed loudly, irritated. "Sir, I said we are not hiring. Don't waste your time." He bit his lower lip and whispered, "Okay, thank you." He turned around slowly and walked toward the exit. His shoulders were bent. His steps were slow. His chest felt heavy. He wanted to scream. He wanted to fall down and cry. He felt defeated again. As he reached the door, a voice behind him said, "Excuse me." He turned around quickly. A woman was standing a few feet away, looking straight at him. She was dressed in simple but elegant clothes. She held a tablet in one hand and had a calm but powerful presence. She looked like someone very important. "Good afternoon," she said gently. "Good afternoon, ma," he replied softly, confused. "I saw you talking to the receptionist," she said. "What did you come here for?" He swallowed and spoke politely. "I came to ask for a job, any job. I lost my former job and I'm trying to start again." She looked at him carefully, noticing his humble posture, his tired eyes, and the way he held his file tightly. "What position are you looking for?" she asked. "Anything," he said honestly. "Supervisor, manager, assistant, anything I can do. I just need work. I have a child. I must take care of her." Something in his voice touched her heart. She nodded slowly. "Follow me," he blinked. "Ma?" she repeated calmly. "I said, follow me." His heart began to beat fast. He looked back at the receptionist, who was staring in shock. Then, he quickly followed the woman down a long hallway, not knowing who she was or where she was taking him. He later learned the woman was Charity Onu, the CEO of the company, in her early 30s. At first, when she told him to follow her, he didn't know who she was. He simply walked behind her quietly, holding his file close to his chest, praying silently in his heart that this would lead somewhere good. She walked with confidence. Her steps were steady, her shoulders straight, and her voice calm. People they passed in the hallway greeted her with respect. "Good afternoon, ma." "Good day, ma." She nodded gently without stopping. Okechi began to suspect she was someone important. He whispered to himself, "Who is this woman?" They reached a big glass door. She opened it and walked into a large office, bigger than any office he had ever seen. The walls were decorated with awards and certificates. The shelves were filled with files neatly arranged. There was a large desk in the center and two comfortable chairs in front of it. She sat in one of the chairs and pointed to the other. "Sit." He sat down quickly, trying to calm his racing heart. She smiled slightly. "Relax. What's your name?" "My name is Okechi Obi, ma," he said, trying not to stammer. She nodded. "I saw you talking to the receptionist. She told you there was no job." "Yes, ma," he replied softly. "And we were about to leave when I came out," she added. "Yes, ma." She studied his face for a few seconds. "Why did you come here today?" He swallowed and spoke honestly. "I lost my job some months ago. Things became hard. I have a baby girl. She's my world. I need work so I can take care of her." She looked at the file in his hand. "May I see your CV?" "Yes, ma." He handed it to her immediately. She opened it and read silently. As she flipped through the pages, he watched her face, trying to see if she was impressed or disappointed. She didn't show any expression. She kept reading calmly. After a few minutes, she closed the file and placed it on the table. "You have experience?" "Yes, ma, I do," he replied. "You were a supervisor before," she continued. "Yes, ma," he said. "But I lost the job because of a false accusation. I didn't steal anything, but the company believed I did." She looked at him carefully. "Did you do it?" He shook his head firmly. "No, ma, I would never steal. I lost everything because of that lie." She sighed. "Life can be unfair." "Yes, ma," he whispered. She leaned back into her chair. "Tell me something. Why should I hire you? His heart beat faster. He took a deep breath, then spoke honestly. Because I am hardworking. Because I don't give up. Because I will do my best every day. And because my daughter depends on me. I cannot fail her. For the first time, she smiled gently. And what is your daughter's name? Miracle. He replied proudly. That's a beautiful name. She said softly. Thank you, ma. She looked at his CV again, then back at him. Stand up. He stood immediately. She stretched her hand. My name is Charity Onum. I am the CEO of this company. His eyes widened. You are the CEO? Yes, she said with a smile. And I am giving you a job. He nearly dropped to his knees from shock. Ma, what? A job? Truly? Yes, she said calmly. You start immediately as a supervisor. His mouth fell open. Supervisor? Ma, are you serious? Yes, she said. Your CV shows you have the experience, and your spirit shows you have the drive. Tears filled his eyes instantly. Ma, thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you. She smiled warmly. No need to cry. Just work well. That is all I ask. I will, ma, he said, wiping his tears quickly. I will not disappoint you. She stood up and shook his hand. Welcome to the company, Mr. Okechi Obi. His voice shook with gratitude. Thank you. Thank you, ma. Thank you from my heart. She called her secretary. Please take him to HR. Give him all the forms. Show him his office. Yes, ma. As they left the CEO's office, the receptionist stared at him in shock. She whispered to the person beside her. Wow. The CEO hired him just like that. But he didn't care what anyone said. His heart was bursting with joy. His legs felt light. His eyes sparkled with new hope. God had remembered him. After completing the HR process, he stepped outside the building, breathing deeply, like someone who had been drowning but finally reached air. He took out his phone and dialed his mother's number. Mama, my son, she answered joyfully. How are you? Mama, he said, his voice shaking with happiness. I got a job. She screamed so loudly, he had to pull the phone away. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Ah, my son. God has done it. Mama, he said, laughing through tears. I am now a supervisor. A supervisor? She shouted. My God, this is a wonderful news. Yes, Mama. She started praying on the phone. God will bless you. God will lift you. God will protect you. Oh, thank you, Jesus. He laughed again, wiping tears. Mama, I am so happy. She replied, your daughter will not lack anything. I told you to have faith. Look at what God has done. He smiled. Amen, Mama. Amen. He went home that day with a lighter heart, smiling bigger than he had a month. When he entered the small room, Miracle was lying in the crib, kicking her legs and trying to grab her toy. He lifted her quickly. Miracle, Daddy has a job. She giggled as if she understood. His mother hugged him tightly. I am proud of you. The next day, he started work. He dressed neatly and arrived early. He studied his new role and followed the instructions carefully. He worked day and night, determined to prove himself. He supervised teams, checked documents, reported problems, and helped new staff. Every day he went home tired but fulfilled. He bought diapers, baby food, wipes, and more comfortable clothes for Miracle. He cleaned the room, washed her clothes, and bathed her with warm water. Even though he didn't have much, he gave her everything he could. In his second month, Charity invited him to her office. Come in, Mr. Okechi, she said. He entered respectfully. Good afternoon, ma. She smiled. Good afternoon, sit. He sat down nervously. She folded her hands and looked at him. I have been observing you. He swallowed hard. Yes, ma. You are doing very well, she said. Your team respects you. Your reports are always clean. Your work is excellent. He smiled softly. Thank you, ma. You have a good heart, she added, and a strong spirit. I admire that. His eyes filled with emotion. Ma, thank you. I just want to do my work well. She nodded. And you are. He breathed in slowly, feeling proud. From that day, their relationship grew. She became more than just his boss. She became someone he trusted, someone who listened, someone who encouraged him. Sometimes, she asked, how is Miracle? He smiled. She's fine, ma. Growing fast. Bring her picture next time. She said, I will, ma. They talked about work, life, challenges, and dreams. She respected him, and he respected her. There was no flirting, no inappropriate behavior, just genuine friendship. built on kindness and gratitude. At work, everyone noticed how she treated him with kindness, but she treated everyone fairly. She simply had a soft spot for hardworking people. And Okechi worked diligently. He made sure Miracle lacked nothing. Every evening, he bought her little baby toys. Every weekend, he washed her clothes, cleaned the room, and played with her. He cooked food, fed her milk, and carried her on his back when she cried. He became both father and mother. One night, as he watched Miracle sleep peacefully, he whispered, "You are my blessing. Everything I do it for you." His heart was full of love and hope. 2 years later, Miracle started school, and Okechi moved into a 2-bedroom flat close to work. Life had changed in a beautiful and quiet way. The kind of change that comes slowly but surely when a person works hard and refuses to give up. Miracle was now almost 3 years old. She was talkative, playful, curious, and full of life. She loved touching everything, asking questions, and following her father around the house like a little shadow. Whenever he wore his shoes to go out, she held his trousers and asked, "Daddy, where are you going?" "To work, my Miracle." He always answered with a smile. "Buy biscuit for me," she would say. And he always replied, "I will." He kept his promise every single time. Because of his steady job and careful savings, Okechi was able to move out of the small one-room apartment. He found a clean and comfortable 2-bedroom flat close to his office. The flat had a sitting room, a nice kitchen, 2 bedrooms, and a small balcony where Miracle could stand and watch the street. The day they moved in, Miracle ran around the empty sitting room, shouting, "Daddy, big house, big house." He laughed and lifted her. "Yes, Miracle, this is our new home." His mother also came to visit that day. She walked through the hallway, smiling proudly. "My son, you have done well. God has lifted you." He hugged her. "Thank you, Mama. You have helped me a lot." She smiled and carried Miracle. "My granddaughter now has a space to play and grow." Life felt peaceful again. Charity visited sometimes and brought gifts for Miracle. It started with small visits. She would call and say, "I'll be passing through your area. Can I stop by to see Miracle?" And he always said, "Yes, ma, you are welcome." When she arrived, Miracle always ran to her with excitement. "Auntie Charity!" Charity would kneel down and hug her warmly. "My baby, see how you are growing." She always came with gifts, a new dress, a pair of shoes, a teddy bear, coloring books, snacks, or hair accessories. Miracle always smiled widely. "Thank you, Auntie." One day, Charity came with a small bag of gifts and sat with Miracle on the floor, helping her color pictures. After a while, Miracle looked at her father and said, "Daddy, see Mama." Both Charity and Okechi paused. He looked at Miracle softly. "Miracle, she's Auntie Charity." But Miracle shook her head and pointed at Charity proudly. "No, my Mama." Charity's eyes softened. She touched Miracle's cheek gently. "You're a sweet girl." At first, Okechi was embarrassed. "I'm sorry, Ma. She just says it sometimes." But Charity only smiled. "It's fine. She can call me whatever she wants." Because of the kindness and love she showed the child, Miracle sometimes called her Mama. It wasn't planned. It just happened. Children can feel love, and Miracle felt Charity's love deeply. With time, their love blossomed, but it did not happen quickly. It grew slowly, like a plant watered gently every day. It began with simple conversations at work. "Good job today," Charity would say. "Thank you, Ma." Then it grew into friendly talks. "How is Miracle?" she would ask. "She's fine, Ma. She started learning how to write today." Then it grew into sharing personal stories. Charity sometimes talked about her life. "I lost my parents early," she said one day. "I'm sorry, Ma," he replied softly. She nodded. "It made me strong, but it also made me lonely sometimes." He looked at her for a moment and said, "You are very strong." She smiled gently. "Thank you, Okechi." Slowly, their conversations grew deeper. They talked after work sometimes. They laughed together. They shared meals in the office cafeteria, and each time, the bond between them grew without either of them forcing it. One evening, when Charity came to visit Miracle, she saw a drawing on the wall. It was a picture Miracle drew with crayons. The picture showed 3 people holding hands, a tall man, a little girl, and a woman with long hair. "What is this?" Charity asked gently. "That's me, Daddy and Mama," Miracle said proudly. Charity looked at the picture closely. "Who is the Mama?" Miracle pointed to Charity. "You!" Charity swallowed slowly. Her eyes became emotional. "Is that so?" "Yes," Miracle said and hugged her leg. Charity blinked hard to stop tears from falling. Something changed in her heart after that day. She started visiting more often. She started spending more time with them. She started thinking about them when she wasn't around. One Saturday afternoon, she came over and helped Miracle tie her shoelace. Okechi stood by the door watching them. Something warm filled his chest. He had not felt something like that in years. Charity looked up and smiled at him. Your daughter is very smart. He smiled back. Thank you for helping us. It's nothing, she said softly. Later that evening, after Miracle fell asleep, Charity stood at the door preparing to leave. Thank you for today, he said. Thank you for letting me come, she replied. Their eyes met for a few seconds. Neither of them looked away. Something was happening silently between them. Something gentle, honest and pure. He didn't rush anything. She too didn't rush. They waited for the right time. And the right time came in his study walking there. It was a quiet afternoon. Work was not too busy. Charity asked him to come to her office. Come in, she said softly when he knocked. He stepped inside. Good afternoon, Charity. She smiled. You don't say ma anymore. He scratched his head shyly. Sorry, ma, Charity. She laughed gently. Sit. He sat down, but his heart was beating too fast. He had been thinking about talking to her for months. He wanted to tell her how much she meant to him, how much he appreciated her kindness, and how much he admired her. She was not like Anita. She was gentle. She was kind. She was supportive. She listened. She didn't judge. She didn't shout. She didn't demand things. She understood him without him speaking too much. After a moment of silence, Charity looked at him and said, You look nervous. Are you okay? He took a deep breath. Charity, I want to say something. She nodded. Sure, go on. He swallowed hard. You have been a blessing to me. You helped me when I was at my lowest. You gave me a job. You supported me. You showed love to my daughter. Showed me kindness. She smiled softly. You deserved all of it. He continued. I didn't think I could ever feel anything again after what happened with my ex-wife. I didn't trust anyone. I didn't even trust myself. She listened quietly, her eyes full of understanding. But you changed that, he said. You made me believe in happiness again. Her smile deepened. Thank you, Okechi. He took another deep breath. Charity, I know I'm not perfect. I don't have much. I only have my job, my daughter, and my heart. But I want to try something. I want to try with you. Her eyes widened slightly. He continued gently. Charity, I like you. Not because of your position or your money. I like you because of who you are. I like your heart. I like your kindness. I like the way you care. She looked at him quietly, her breath soft. He finally said the words clearly. Would you consider going out with me? The room became silent. He thought she would laugh. He thought she would say no. He thought she would remind him she was his boss. But instead, she stood up slowly, walked closer to him and said softly, Yes. He gasped. Yes? She nodded. Yes, Okechi, I accept. He couldn't speak. His eyes filled with tears. She reached out and touched his hand. You deserve love. You deserve joy, and I want to see you happy. He whispered, Thank you. She squeezed his hand gently. We'll take things slow. We'll do things the right way. He nodded. Yes, I want that. Their relationship grew beautifully. They didn't rush anything. They didn't hide anything. They didn't pretend. They simply loved each other with respect, honesty and peace. Charity spent more time with Miracle. They went to parks, ice cream shops, and small stores. Miracle loved her deeply. Whenever she saw Charity, she shouted, Mama! One morning, Miracle stood between them and held both their hands. We are family, she said with a big smile. Charity looked at her and whispered, Yes, we are. Soon, they decided to get married. It wasn't a loud wedding. It wasn't full of noise. It wasn't filled with people who didn't care. It was simple, beautiful, and peaceful. Charity wore a beautiful white gown that made her look like an angel. Okechi wore a neat suit, and his face shined with joy. But the most beautiful part of the wedding was little Miracle. She wore a small white dress, held a tiny bouquet, and walked in front of them as the little bridesmaid. Everyone smiled and whispered, She's so adorable. During the ceremony, Miracle held both their hands tightly as if she knew this moment was important. And just like that, Okechi and Charity got married, with Miracle standing proudly beside them. After 2 years, they had a beautiful baby boy. They named him Daniel. One day, Okechi received a call from his former company apologizing. The call came on a quiet Monday morning. He was in the sitting room arranging Miracle's school bag, while Daniel crawled around the floor, playing with a plastic cup. His phone rang. He looked at the number. It was unfamiliar. "Hello, good morning," he said politely. "Good morning, please. Is this Mr. Okechi Obi?" A male voice asked. "Yes, this is him." The voice continued. "We are calling from your former company." Okechi paused. His heart beat slowly. "My former company?" "Yes, sir." The man said, "We need to speak with you urgently." Okechi's heart tightened a little. "Okay, I'm listening." The man cleared his throat. "Sir, I want to apologize to you deeply. After long investigations, we discovered that you were innocent. You did not steal any money. You were framed." Okechi sat down slowly. His breath disappeared for a moment. "Framed?" "Yes, sir. A colleague of yours came forward last month. He confessed that he manipulated the system and made it look like you stole the money. He kept silent all these years, but he finally confessed after 5 years. 5 years. 5 painful, difficult, life-changing years." The voice continued. "Sir, you suffered for something you did not do. We are very sorry." For a few seconds, he didn't say anything. Memories rushed through his mind. The day he was arrested, the humiliation, the crying in jail, Anita's insults, the divorce, the struggle to feed Miracle, the tears, the shame. He finally spoke softly. "Thank you for telling me," the man continued. "We want to compensate you for all the damages. After discussion with the board, the company approved a compensation of 100 million naira. Okechi gasped loudly. 100 million? "Yes, sir. The money will be transferred to your account today." He covered his mouth with his hand, unable to speak. "And one more thing," the caller added. "We would like you to come back to the company. You can take any senior position you want. We want you back, sir." Okechi finally found his voice. "Thank you. Thank you very much. But I cannot return. I now run a company with my wife." "Oh," the man said respectfully. "We understand, but please accept our apology again." "I do," Okechi replied gently. "Have a good day, sir. You too." He ended the call and sat still for a moment, his mind spinning. 100 million naira. His name cleared, his honor restored, his life proven innocent. Miracle walked into the room holding her lunchbox. "Daddy, who was calling you?" He smiled slowly. "Someone who brought good news." She grinned. "Biscuit news?" He laughed softly. "More than biscuits, my Miracle. Much more." Charity walked in from the kitchen with Daniel on her hip. "Honey, you look shocked. Is everything alright?" He stood up, walked to her, and took her hand. "Charity, my name has been cleared." Her eyes widened. "What? Truly?" "Yes," he said. "They found the real person who did it. He confessed." "Oh my God," Charity whispered. "So after all these years, the truth finally came out?" He nodded, tears filling his eyes. "Yes." She hugged him tightly. "I knew you were innocent. I always knew." "There is more," he said. "What else?" she asked gently. "They compensated me," he said quietly. "With 100 million naira. Charity gasped loudly. "What?" He nodded. "Yes." She covered her mouth with her hand and laughed joyfully. "Oh my God, honey, this is huge. They asked me to come back to the company," he added. She looked at him curiously. "And what did you say?" "I told them I now run a company with my wife," he said proudly. Her eyes softened. "You said that?" "Yes," he replied. "We built something together. I'm not leaving it." She kissed his cheek. "I'm proud of you." Miracle clapped her hands. "Daddy has money. Daddy has money." Daniel giggled from Charity's arms as if he understood. That day was full of joy. They celebrated at home with food, music and laughter. His mother cried tears of happiness when she heard the news. "My son, God has wiped your tears. Your truth has spoken for you." As for Miracle, she took care of her baby brother. She carried him carefully and said, "This is my baby brother." When he cried, she ran to him. "Don't cry, Daniel. Miracle is here." She helped feed him, played with him, kissed his cheeks, and told him stories, even though he didn't understand anything. Their home was peaceful. their business grew. With the compensation money and their combined hard work, they bought their own duplex, a beautiful spacious home with a large compound, lovely rooms, and a warm atmosphere. It wasn't rented, it was theirs. The day they moved in, Miracle ran up and down the staircase shouting, "A house! Our house is big!" Daniel crawled around the living room making happy sounds. Charity held her husband's hand and said, "We made it." He hugged her gently. Yes, together. Years passed peacefully. Miracle grew into a bright, beautiful, confident girl. She did well in school, danced in church, and helped Charity with Daniel. Then, her 10th birthday arrived. It was a colorful celebration. Balloons filled the house. Music played softly. Children ran everywhere. Charity baked a big pink cake with "Happy 10th Birthday, Miracle" written in cream. Miracle wore a beautiful dress and smiled brightly as she cut her cake. But something unexpected happened that day. Someone knocked on the gate. One of the security men opened it slightly. A woman stood outside, hair scattered, clothes faded, shoes worn out, face tired and older than her age. It was Anita. The security man came to call Okechi. "Sir, someone is at the gate." A woman. He stepped outside. When he saw her, his heart froze for a moment. He hadn't seen her in years. She looked weak, broken, regretful. She whispered, Okechi." He didn't show anger. He didn't shout. He simply looked at her with calm, mature eyes. She lowered her head. "I came to apologize." He didn't speak. She continued, her voice shaking. "I made mistakes, a lot. I shouldn't have left you. I shouldn't have left the baby. Everything went wrong after I left. My life, it became empty." He still said nothing. Tears filled her eyes. "Please forgive me." He took a deep breath. "I forgave you long ago, but forgiveness does not mean going back." She looked up quickly. "Please, can I come inside and see?" "No," he said gently but firmly. "You cannot come into our lives." She wiped her tears. "Please, she's my daughter." He shook his head slowly. A mother is not only the one who gives birth. A mother is the one who stays, the one who loves, the one who cares. Miracle knows only one mother, Charity. Anita cried harder. "Please, let me see her, even once." He said softly, "No, I cannot allow you to confuse her life. You left when she needed you most. You turned your back on her. You turned your back on me." She covered her face. "I regret it every day." "I know," he said quietly, "but you choose your path and we choose ours." She whispered, "So there's no place for me?" "No, not anymore," he replied. She nodded slowly, tears falling like rain. "Okay, I understand." She turned around and walked away slowly. Her shoulders bent, her steps weak. Regret followed her like a shadow. He watched her go, not with anger, but with acceptance. Some doors must remain closed. He walked back into the house. Miracle ran to him. Daddy, look at my birthday present." He lifted her up and kissed her cheek. "Happy birthday, my Miracle." Charity walked over with Daniel and they smiled. "Are you okay?" "Yes," he said softly. "I'm okay." He looked at his family, his beautiful wife, his joyful daughter, his happy baby boy, and felt peace. He had gone through pain, betrayal, humiliation, and heartbreak. But he survived. He rebuilt. He rose again. And now, he had everything that truly mattered. The moral lesson of this story is that true strength, true love, and true family are not built on money, beauty, or social status, but on character, patience, loyalty, and genuine care. Okechi lost everything, his job, his wealth, his home, and even his first marriage because he trusted the wrong person, someone who valued luxury and comfort more than commitment and family. Anita's selfishness showed that when love is based only on money, it disappears the moment hardship comes. But through all the pain, Okechi never gave up, and he discovered that real blessings often come after the hardest storms. His perseverance, humility, and dedication to raising his daughter opened doors he never expected. Charity showed that love can grow from kindness, respect, and understanding, and that the right partner will stand with you even when the world turned against you. The company's apology proves that the truth always comes out, even if it takes years. In the end, Anita's regret shows that the people who abandon others during their worst moment often lose their chance at happiness. while those who stand firm and do good are rewarded in ways they never imagined. The story teaches us that life can fall apart, but with faith, hard work, and good character, it can come back together, even better than before. It reminds us to choose partners wisely, value people over wealth, stay strong during trials, and never let temporary suffering destroy a future full of promises. Thank you so much for watching this amazing story about Okechi on African Stories by V. If you liked it and felt inspired with his journey, please show your support by clicking the like button, sharing with your friends, and leaving a comment below. To see more interesting stories and learn about different cultures, subscribe to African Stories by V, and do not forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Your support means a lot and helps us bring more stories to you. Until we meet again, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep smiling.